Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to The Boys. We're now into episode 6, which is called Herogasm. So the last episode we had, I feel like things are just kind of heading in kind of a downward spiral for our boys. The team's kind of at odds at the moment. No one's really sure kind of which direction they want to go now that there isn't a common vision. We got Billy and Huey that are very much on their own side because they're both of team let's take this temp V to get what's done. We got who's very repulsed by this whole situation. However, he does want to get Soulja Boy, so he's unwillingly working with the old team again because there has to be some plan. And then we've got Frenchie and Kumiko, who are both kind of sticking in it for now, but very much planning on leaving once they get this thing wrapped up, not realizing that when it comes to this situation, it'll never be over. The big thing that I remember from the last episode would be Kumiko kind of rejoicing over the idea that she might be normal again and that she may not have her powers, which, you know, she said since season 1 is something that she's never been a fan of. We see that Frenchie's been dragged back into Nina's world because it's Nina. Let's be fair. And we also see that Homelander is kind of getting more and more out of control. You know, he took out Starlight's ex, basically said any more plans, any more devious things going on, and it's going to cost Huey his life. Starlight is definitely feeling a lot more isolated than she ever has. And of course, there was the abduction of Maeve. And then we ended the episode with Billy and Soulja Boy potentially forging an alliance, kind of the enemy of an enemy is my friend. They didn't tell about it, or the rest of the team really, because they knew that they probably wouldn't be down for it. I understand it, but I don't think it's going to work out the way that Billy plans. I think he's really underestimating how devious Soulja Boy might be. And as I predicted last episode, and I still am going to say, we'll see going into this episode, I think Soulja Boy is actually going to end up working with Homelander, if anything, because they very much are two sides of the same coin. So I'm ready to get into this episode with a title like this. I'm a little scared of what we might see, but hey, that's why I watch The Boys. So let's get into this episode. But before I do, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. So thank you so much for coming. You know the drill. If you like what you're seeing, I'd appreciate it so much if you hit that like button and give it some love. It just helps a girl out with being seen on the algorithm. Please leave comments below as well if I've missed anything or you just want to let me know what's up. And the same goes for you guys who've been here before. Thank you for coming back. Please hit that like button if you're liking what you're seeing and join the fam. Anybody, if you're liking what you're seeing here and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button so you can join the family and be notified. All right, that out of the way, guys, let's get into the episode right about now.
We're all in this together.
Oh, God. I hate that term so much.
I can imagine a better world.
It's used so much by people who do not give a damn.
Imagine there's no heaven.
Oh, God. No, not a serenade. No deep. It's a no.
No hell
what?
Below us.
That was what's his name?
Only sky.
Okay, Josh Gad. We love you, Liz.
I'm a dreamer.
We love you, Camille.
But I'm not the only.
Aisha. Black Noir. I'm so sorry, boo.
Soulja Boy.
Hell yeah.
Company's fucked. I'm fucked. Oh God, if the company falls, I'm fucked.
I thought you could handle this. Aren't you the king?
You bury it. All of it. The footage. No one sees it. He fucks it up. It's your head. Wow.
You think the Deep knows how to do this? Okay, good luck.
He was your team leader. You have any idea?
He's like, you do remember I can't talk, right?
I'm really glad to have you with me on this one, pal.
I don't think he's with you. But I do wonder what kind of emotions this is bringing up for him. I'm so sorry. I would never work there. Tracker? Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Right? Like, what else do you say? Thank you for not killing me, really. Okay, so he's about to do some shit. I wonder if he blames Soulja Boy for what happened to him. Good, good. I hope everything leaks out of all your orifices, you freak.
You see, it's a whole different world out there now, son. We're here to help you find your way.
Who are you calling
I can
son?
find them on my own.
He's old enough to be your grandpa.
All right, you need us. Kid's right.
Dude, come on. 40 years is a long time to be out of commission.
Who is he?
He's the new you.
No one's the new me, pal.
Well, I think you need to see the advertising.
You help me find the rest of my team, and I'll help you with this Homelander.
You just made a deal with a guy who's on drugs. Okay. See how that works out for you. Oh no, Kumiko. A man will never be mad at, well, I shouldn't say that. Some men will be mad at you for kissing, but definitely not this guy who's clearly been in love with you since season 1. Ma'am, you are going through those ice popsicles. Must be nice not to worry about calories.
I'm pissed at those guys too, but we have to keep our heads on.
Why?
Exactly.
Why do I always have to take the high road? When white folks get mad, y'all motherfuckers go berserk, but I gotta turn the other cheek?
Exactly.
Fuck the high road, fuck Butcher, and fuck Huey.
Huey is not himself right now.
Huey is a grown-ass man that's made...
Period. Yep.
It's up to us.
Us? All due respect, Annie, everyone who works with you ends up dead. And you're also dating the enemy, so...
Do I need to worry about you?
He's like, I can't answer that question right now. And I think it's unfair of you to ask him to, honestly. I mean, I don't think he should kill Huey and Billy, but I understand where he's coming from. And honestly, Annie should be like, I hate this whole, oh, but Huey isn't himself right now. No, Huey is himself. He's always been an insecure little boy. The sooner you see that, the better it'll be for both of y'all.
Well, he said he felt threatened.
Threatened?
Wow.
I've scheduled him for 12 weeks of sensitivity training.
Fuck that. I want charges brought.
I love it. I love that they're bringing out, this is the way Hollywood deals with this stuff.
I have spent over 100 hours in crisis management meetings, specifically figuring out how to cover up your bullshit, including all 3 of your straight-up murders. While you were out in the club with your crew, you did not give a shit about all the collateral you caused then. Now all of a sudden you care because it happened to you.
Valid. But unfortunately, she had a point there. I mean, I do feel bad for A-Train's brother, but not for A-Train.
That was amazing.
I'm so over this chick. Can you push her off a Vought Tower? What's happened to Kumiko? I'd like to go back to that, please. I don't care about this narcissist.
When we were kids, alone in the bedroom,
We?
I got us through it, right?
Oh, this is sad.
They all know I'm a fraud. Now, what do you care what a bunch of mud people think? Come on. Tell me the real reason. I want to hear.
Wow.
Say it! Want them to love me. Yahtzee!
I thank you for, did I not say this is the crux of everything this little boy does?
Stormfront, even your own son. So why do you keep running headfirst into the same brick wall?
Because you're a terrible person.
Shriveled, anemic little part of you that still mules for approval and love and a mommy and a daddy and a boo-hoo-hoo.
Wow.
We gotta cut that part of you out like a cancer.
Good luck with that. It's interesting because that conversation he had with himself, like, it's twisted, of course, but it's actually a really good metaphor for how your self-talk should actually be as far as the pumping you up. Not the whole narcissistic killing all your human sides part, but you know what I'm saying. But I like that. That gives us a little bit more insight into Homelander's thinking that we have not had, I don't think, ever.
Bill Cosby is America's dad, and I'll tell you one thing, he would be caught dead in that pussy gear.
Yikes.
Lots to unpack there.
Yikes. Wow. Wow. They went there.
I led the 116th on the Omaha Beach. I was in the fucking eagle's nest.
You might want to get out of that direction, Huey. Like, when he burst straight ahead. Maybe just feed it just a little off to his periphery.
Left to rot by my own team.
Yeah, maybe you should unpack why they didn't like you enough to sell you to the enemy. Not even sell you, actually. Just give you away.
I mean, your team wasn't there, so did someone do anything or say something?
I said I don't know.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
When I came to, the damage was done.
That's not good. It's very not good with a man with your level of power.
But that won't happen again,
Right?
right?
He doesn't even know what triggered him. What do you mean?
Only if they got it coming.
Oh, well, at least he was honest. Really, Billy? Really, Huey? Why are you guys, Soldier Boy's all you need?
Lord of the Seven Seas, wow.
Yikes.
Oh man, I'm such an
Where
incredible
are
fan.
your pants? Your kind of party, hey, dude. I don't know if I want to see it. No, we don't need to see. Okay, good. Because with this show, you just never know. It's never just going to be like a sex scene. It's going to be so much worse.
There is no problem. It is safe to go out, period. Yeah, we're done here.
Well handled. See how long that lasts.
Chuck makes empanadas with Rachel Ray.
That was a perfect. You know she's a professional.
Oh, come on. 10 minutes won't kill you.
It might with you. You don't want to be wearing a blindfold the entire time, do you?
Why are you here?
Because I want to help you.
Huh.
The way you helped Edgar?
And Maeve, they say Maeve is in rehab. But you and I both know she's probably dead.
I don't trust this bitch at all. At all.
You're not going to be doing anything if Homelander kills you.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But then I'll know I'm not working with a fucking nut job.
Period.
Pop my head or get the hell out.
Thank you, Annie. Good girl. Putting both your boots on now.
It'd be really tough to take out America's sweetheart. But not impossible.
Don't you have a kid? You have a lot of nerve talking to people when you've got someone you care about. Not smart. She has to sleep sometime. Oh no, what'd you do to my baby girl? No, just leave her alone. She had nothing to do with this.
You know the story behind this one?
No one cares. No monologues. Get to the point.
His father told him to kneel in the shards and not move until he said so. Little Sergei did not shift an inch.
Poor kid. We get it. He had a crap life and you find it amusing. Get to the point, Nina.
Nina! You must choose, Sergei. If not, I will kill both of them, and when you finish screaming, crying, I will kill you too.
Get your powers back, Kumiko. This would be a great time. Bitch! Oh, now you're dropping your cigarette. Come on, Kumiko. Come on, Kumiko. Come back. There we go! That's my girl! Someone kill Nina. Kill Nina immediately, because she did not need to bring Kumiko into this. Kumiko's not going anywhere. She loves you. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Stop it, please. Good girl. Right in the femoral, you bitch. Oh, eyes. Yes. What were you doing? Punching me in the gut? You deserve every stab and then some. I hate this because this is exactly what you didn't want to be.
Nina's gone.
Cowardly whore. Come back. You're such a badass. Oh, that sucks. But this is one of the things when you get involved with someone like this, their past will follow them.
So I run, wake up my granddad. Grandpa, it's Soldier Boy. Come look. Soldier Boy takes the Benz, he hurls it through our house. My grandpa. One minute he was there, and then he wasn't. I gotta get this motherfucker out of my head.
Killing him's not going to change that. Well, that was quite a heartwarming story.
Oh my God.
Not this again! Not this again! God, why?
70th anniversary of Herogasm?
Fuck me.
No, don't say that in that room. Yeah. Ugh.
No, he's very good at cunnilingus. Yeah, his tongue is just, he just gobbles that vagina right up. Nom, 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 nom.
Nom, nom, nom. Ew, why is he closing doors with it? I didn't want to see it. I didn't.
All right, so once a year, a bunch of C-listers get together at one of their places and get their wicks wet.
Guess so. Can we leave this room, please? Please. Just close your eyes. I would just...
Always wanted to see this. He's gonna be heartbroken.
I feel like Frenchie's got bigger things on his mind right now.
You know what's fucked up? Is that it's real.
Not Annie being like, actually.
What up, bro?
The fuck did this motherfucker put on my jacket?
Oh my God.
You don't want to know. I'm going to burn myself to death.
Oh, shit. Lick it up, you yummy brown bear.
Nope.
Frenchie's gonna be heartbroken he missed this.
Enough about Frenchie. If you guys actually cared about Frenchie, you know he almost died.
I'll jump in, I'll jump back out, I'll tell you exactly where to find the twins. Nobody else in your way.
3 minutes.
Aren't you going to be naked? Oh, I guess he'll fit in. Never mind.
Please, you need to.
Oh, no, he can die. Yes, please be his first collateral victim. Like, what was this day on set like? Like, what is even, how do you people give a straight face? I wonder if they're all actually actors or like if they're actually adult performers.
Homelander is gonna love this.
No, wait. Please, stop. No. Okay.
Forget Homelander, it's your wife.
How everyone feels about close-ups of their assholes without consent.
Fuck you.
Ew! God, you know what? I try not to shame people's fetishes, but...
I gotta get my ass pulled a breather, you know? You're here too, you know?
Whatever, Pornhub. I don't have time for you right now.
I feel like you can't be throwing around judgmental slang like that at a time like this.
I'm fucking sorry, Huey.
Come on.
Yeah. See, Huey? Doesn't feel good when you realize that other people who do bad things can actually be genuinely sorry. Too late. He gave you 3 minutes and you got distracted.
You have to go.
You can't do one assignment, Huey. One thing, you can't do it. How dare you?
I saved you.
No.
Jesus Christ, all I want is to save you.
No, you don't.
You keep saying that.
You just want to feel powerful.
Because I always have to be the weak one. The one you have to rescue.
Your issue.
First date. You said that it didn't bother you.
No.
It does. And you lied.
But it does.
Okay, let's break up. Have a nice life. Bye.
I thought the drugs had fucked you up, Huey.
No,
But
he was fucked up long before that.
this is you.
Mm-hmm. Thank God you got a chance to clean yourself. No. MM? Why would you do that, MM? Do you really want to die? Is that what you want?
You killed my family.
He doesn't care.
Which one?
Yeah. You were gonna die, MM. But I mean, I get he's at the point where he feels like it's the price to pay.
Can't let you do it, Em. It'd be suicide.
You have a daughter.
Oh, come off it. What you gonna do with it?
I mean, get that out of your system. Better you do it with Billy than try to do that with Soldier Boy. I don't need to see that. Oh my God.
It was Noir's idea, top to bottom.
Although Noir did run. So maybe he did. Uh-oh. Trigger. Oh God. You're all gonna die. Wow, it's a full-on power neutralizer.
You can't go.
I can't.
I'm not gonna let you.
Thank you. Reminder, bitch. Damn it! God, him bringing the squid. I hate you.
You're my brother. How can I get away from you? Not this time.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. That's for all the black people that you killed. You probably shouldn't have done that, though, A-Train. Because, you know, your heart. But I do like that he literally dragged his ass. Please don't kill him. Not for this. A-Train can die, but not for this. Breathe. Oh, I guess it did kill him. Well, at least you did one good thing before you died. Okay. Oh, stay down, Butcher. Homelander may not notice you right now. Stay down.
You were my hero growing up. I watched all your movies.
No one cares.
You think you look strong? You're wearing a cape. You're just a cheap fucking knockoff.
Period. Oh, yes! Hurt him! Hurt him! Hurt each other!
MM, please.
Your gun will do nothing. Come on, MM, you're smarter than this.
Oi.
Look what I can do! Look what I can do! But it's temporary, Billy. I really wouldn't keep that up.
What have you done?
Scorched earth.
Oh, you know, Billy is getting off on the fact that he can actually land one on Homelander for once, but it's temporary. Ooh! Laser fight! Thank you. I'm like, Soldier Boy, help out, please. Oh! Okay, you know what? If Homelander takes these guys both out, I gotta say, I'm gonna have to stand a little bit just for the strength. Why are you here naked? Exactly. He's just gonna laser your dick off. This kind of feels a little bit like when Stormfront was getting her ass kicked, but it's not gonna end the same way. You know why it wasn't gonna work? Is because he already did it. I think that guy's got like a one and done charge for that whole chest thing. It looks like it takes a lot out of him. But interesting that he ran off like a little bitch like Stormfront did. Run along, Huey. Run along. Yo, I can't believe we just killed A-Train like that. I'm still taking that in. Should we check if maybe Kimiko has internal injuries?
You're not a monster.
You're not. You used your abilities to help someone. You literally saved a life, too.
I suppose no one can run that fast.
Well, you can stop getting into new situations, but yeah, unfortunately, actions do have consequences. What your self-talk gonna tell you now, pretty boy? Oh, a bruise! Oh, that's the sexiest thing I've ever seen. Yes! Your precious face has been marked.
A lot more are wounded. Now, Homelander and Vought are going to tell you that it was the supervillain and that they have it.
7.5 million watching.
Homelander is the worst of them. He's hurt people. He's done something to me.
I knew Homelander was a jackass. Sorry, I'm reading these comments. They're funny.
I'm not Starlight anymore.
Oh.
My name is Annie January. And I fucking quit.
Strongest thing Annie's done since ever, actually. She's finally tired. Good for you, Annie. Good for you, girl. Took you a while to figure out what you had to do, and I'm proud of you. I know it wasn't easy, though. Her journey has actually been a very realistic one. I know I gave her a really hard time in some earlier episodes about being naive, but as I said, that's a side effect of her always seeing the good in people, which is not a bad thing in of itself. But the sad reality is that Annie very much thought she could be the sunshine in all the darkness. You know, like going into the swamp, the murky waters as the ball of light, thinking she'd make the water clean. But, you know, you can use the illustration of like if you put, you know, a bar of soap into a big bucket of dirty water, the water's not going to suddenly become clean, right? This bar of soap is going to end up getting dirty. So it's, you know, you gotta start over, right? You either got to leave, start, or keep pouring fresh water in, get more and more fresh water in until all the dirty water gets out. When you're just that sole entity inside of all of that filth, you know, sadly, you're going to be the one who's most likely going to get filthy and not the other way around. Or even the other adage about who you surround yourself with, right? The reality is if you surround yourself with a lot of people who have a certain mindset and you're the only one who doesn't have that mindset, with time, eventually, your mindset's most likely going to shift to the majority versus the other way around. That's almost always the way it goes, which is why they always warn you to be careful about who you associate yourself with. So Annie's finally understood that there's no fighting this from the belly of the beast, and that the best thing she can do is try to step away. Now, will she be able to do that at this point? Maybe not so much. She's definitely rolled around with Vought a little too much to be able to completely detach. But the fact that she did this publicly and live and online, like, it's going to look really bad if she suddenly goes missing or gets hurt. So I don't think she'll be touched initially anyway, but I don't think she's also going to be safe, right? She's got to remember there's still people that Annie cares about, namely her mother and Huey. Although, even though her and Huey fought, she still cares about him. And if I know Homelander very well, he's definitely going to probably try to use one of them to try to get Annie back in line. But he's going through his own little crises right now. So maybe he won't be so focused on her. Wow, this was a hell of an episode. Honestly, once you get past the grossness of all the sex. Now I understand the disclaimer. Now I understand why they were like, by the way, this episode's gonna be a lot. So if you are someone, especially because, in America, they're very conservative about sex, which is weird. They'll show, as you see, the most visceral of deaths, but as soon as any time of sex or sexuality is showing, they have to be like, ooh, cover your eyes. But anyway, let's kind of go through, I think, the characters here. That's probably easier because so much went down. We'll start with Kumiko and Frenchie, because I feel like they were the smallest part of the episode. Nina deserved what she got. I don't know why she brought Kumiko into this equation. Like, I get that she's trying to get Frenchie back under sway, but, bringing in Kumiko, it was a bad move. It was unnecessary. Kumiko and him have such little history versus the other girl that he was protecting with his life. Like, nah, she deserved everything she got. I don't know what she thought she was going to accomplish by doing that. Thank God Kumiko has been trained to be an absolute badass, that she got out of that. It looks like the powers are not completely out of her system yet either. So I feel like her powers are going to come back. I said this from the last episode that I think this is temporary. I think that the blast that Soulja Boy had as a temporary effect, and that probably within a couple of weeks, we're going to see Kumiko right back to where she was. And I say this only because the compound V, in her case, was administered since she was a kid. Like, it's literally part of her DNA now. And I don't know what this thing is that the Russians created, but I feel like it's temporary is my point. I think it's almost like I feel like it's almost like a temp V, but in the other way around. Like, I think for a certain amount of time, it affects the people it's hit. They probably need to keep dosing somebody in order to keep the powers from returning. Anyways, her and Frenchie have that little conversation afterwards. I think was quite sweet. I know she feels bad because, again, she thought she was kind of done with this being able to murder people effectively life. But again, like Frenchie was saying, she's not a monster, right? Like, you're a monster if you like doing this stuff. If she was doing this for fun, for kicks, but she's almost always done it because either she's been hired to do it or it was to, literally self-defense. And so, yes, she was trained like this, but as we know from her backstory, she didn't choose any of it. So yeah, at some point, hopefully she'll be able to reconcile that this is not her. This doesn't make her a monster. Like, her powers don't make her a monster. What makes someone a monster is how they choose to use their power or influence. And she's not using it for anything that doesn't, like I said, protect her or protect the people that she loves at this point. And that's a choice that she's made. So that makes her at least one step above. Does it absolve her from killing people? Not necessarily, but you get my point. So hopefully she'll get to that realization and not have such a hate relationship with her powers, because I don't think they're going to go anywhere. Honestly, I do think they're there to stay. And in this case, they literally saved her life and Frenchie's. So, and also that girl, I keep forgetting her name, Frenchie's ex there. So, I mean, it's not all bad all the time. Frenchie, yeah, as I said in the episode, unfortunately, when you dance with the devil, there are going to be some consequences. Frenchie's trying to step back from that life, but he's only a few years out of it. So there's unfortunately going to still be some consequences. It is going to follow him around to an extent, but I think if he just stays out of Nina's way, we'll see. I mean, Nina looks like she's the kind of person, she might try to get revenge, but I think she learned a little something today, that she was that close to losing her life today. So maybe she'll just back off of Frenchie going forward, but we'll have to see. Yeah, those two are cute anyways. I don't think they're going to leave in the end. They have the understanding that they're not necessarily down for all the things that Butcher's down for. Like, I could see them potentially leaving Butcher's organization, but I don't think they're going to actually ever walk away from the life. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like they're just a little bit too wrapped up as it stands, but we'll have to see. On to A-Train. Interesting. A-Train understandably ticked off about, what's his name, Blue Hawk, went to Vought looking for help, and Ashley gave him the standard answer that a lot of us hear whenever these things happen. As Black people, we have seen injustices happen to people who look like us repeatedly, especially in countries like the US. And the standard answer that you typically get, especially from networks or big companies, is we're going to train our people. There's going to be sensitivity training. We're going to talk about it. We're going to put this person in therapy. Oh, we have firm stances against this. Like, all of that is words. Those are all placating words. Where's the action? What's going to happen? Blue Hawk should have been punished. He should have been put in prison for what he did. But Vought did not want to have any tarnish on their reputation. So rather than doing that, throwing all these placating words, all these pacifying words, and saying, yeah, just forget about it, A-Train, move on. And sadly, when A-Train was trying to say to her, dude, you're supposed to be helping me out. Why don't I take care of this myself? And Ashley turning around and saying, but your slate's not clean, sir. You've killed people too, and we've covered it up for you. So now that it's affecting you personally, you have a problem with it? And sadly, she's got a point. A-Train really was not the right person to ever try to come up, about that particular topic, because that same protection that Blue Hawk is experiencing, he has experienced himself. Now, of course, we know it's a bit different with A-Train in the sense of, or with Blue Hawk, because, you know, there's an element of racism in there. But the sad reality is that the foundation of it is kind of the same, in that you're both being covered for being soups doing things you shouldn't do. A-Train really should have had a problem with what he did. He should have turned himself in to be put through the legal paces when he killed Robin way back in season 1. Or, I mean, well, his ex, I mean, what's her name? Claw, whatever. She was kind of killing people too. But you get my point. Like, if he didn't think he should go to jail for what he's doing, then how can he turn around and say that Blue Hawk should? A-Train also had a valid point as well about the fact that Blue Hawk was going to continue to do this to a specific group, which was a problem, and that Vought should have been looking at that as well. But in the end, you know, he just said, you know, when Huey kind of forced him to own up to the fact that he has been dealing with a lot of guilt and a lot of, you know, bad feelings about what he's done in the past. Because I do, even in season 1 and 2, we saw that he wasn't happy about what he did. He clearly was like drugging himself and staying drunk not to think about it. But having this happen to his brother was like what really brought it home, just how bad what he's done to other people is. And then we saw how, like, in the end, he decided to take justice into his own hands with Blue Hawk. I was kind of hoping Blue Hawk would just die as collateral damage in that blast. But yeah, he took him out, but it looks like it's the last thing A-Train ever did. I don't know if it was worth dying for, but I think A-Train was starting to feel like he didn't have a lot of value anymore. And again, when your superpower is to be a speedy and that speed kills you, it's like, is that really, you know, is it worth it anymore, right? So anyways, it's sad. I mean, if in one hand, like, let's be real, A-Train's not a nice guy. He's not a good guy. He was not, I think if you're going to go between the line of hero and villain, he definitely headed way more to the villain side of things. But do I think he deserved to die like that? Maybe not, but we'll see. Maybe he didn't die, but I feel like, you know, we did hear his heart stop. So we'll see. Going on to Soulja Boy. Not much to say about him. Like, he's pretty much Homelander, but just like minus 40 years of advancement, right? Like, Soulja Boy's character, I think, is especially triggering considering all the things that are happening right now with the US and the government, and how many things seem to be rolling backwards instead of moving forward. This thinking that people from that generation have, you know, all the comments about what manhood really is and what's acceptable and what's not, you know, it's he literally was frozen in time. And even, I think, even if he hadn't been locked in a Russian gulag this entire time, I still think he would have a lot of these backwards, like, thinking. It's just the way that Huey was just kind of like, wow, like, dude, like, why are you so powerful? Why is a man like you so freaking powerful? Like, seriously, this is scary. But also interesting that I noticed that Huey was, monitoring radioactivity, I'm assuming, coming off of him, and there seems to be a lot. So I don't know. I have a theory that the fact that he keeps kind of, like, the fact that he's staying, first of all, highly radioactive, but also the fact that it kind of peaks every time his emotions go up. My theory is I feel like Soulja Boy is going to explode at some point. I really don't think he's long for this world regardless. I think one of these times those blasts is going to legitimately take him out. I actually think that every time he does it, I think it's probably killing him a little inside, but that's just a little bit of projection on my part, maybe, because I just feel like the fact that we found out that he blacks out when it happens and he doesn't actually know what his triggers are, because we saw, like, in the street, it was the person speaking Russian. And then today in this episode, I mean, it was hearing the song that was being played in the lab. So I don't know how many are real triggers versus trauma triggers, but either way, he isn't aware of the fact that these things are happening. And my guess is that, like, getting a little psychological, he went through so much trauma during his time in the Russian gulag and all the torture that he went through that he's literally created like mental and emotional blocks in order to, like, deal. Because when you go through a lot of, like, torture and trauma, a lot of people who've been through it will say that there's whole, like, chunks of it they don't even remember. Like, if there's something that's too much for you to handle emotionally or mentally, your brain can create blocks and literally just like not allow you to process that because you're not ready. And I feel like that's what happened to Soulja Boy, is that he created emotional and mental blocks for some of the torture. But now these triggers are coming in that are kind of tearing away at those. And obviously we're seeing that it's giving a very dangerous and visceral reaction, and of course the explosion. So the fact that he's blacking out though is bad news. And I think now Billy and Huey are aware of the fact that he's not remembering that these blasts are happening, but obviously they're still so desperate to get Homelander that they're not saying anything or doing anything about it. And this is kind of what Annie has a problem with, right? And this is really why her and MM are looking at Billy the way they are right now, outside of the fact that of course they went behind their backs. Really, I think what it's about now is, even though that orgy was disgusting, many of these people were minding their own business, right? And I think we can make the assumption that most supes or most people with powers are not going around killing people and doing terrible things. You know what I'm saying? Most of them are probably minding their business, paying their taxes, and having the occasional orgy, right? They didn't deserve to die, is my point, necessarily like that. And plus there were probably just plain old humans there too. So Billy and Huey are willing to let people die, and a lot of supes who may not just be deserving die simply because they want to get this one guy, Homelander, who, even though it's possible Soulja Boy is more powerful and this blast may kill him, like, it's a big if, and a lot of people are dying for this theory. How many people have to die? How many innocents have to end up taking the brunt of this? With Soulja Boy, yeah, not much to say about him outside of the fact that obviously he's on a very simplistic mission. Right now, his character's pretty flat, but I'm thinking that maybe as the episodes go on here, we're going to learn a bit more about him and his motivation. But he does seem very shocked, much like Homelander is. Like, he doesn't know why people don't like him. He doesn't know why his team did this. Not figuring out that it's like, dude, your entire team hated you. Like, maybe you should figure out why that is. Like, you should look at the common denominator. But anyway, we saw that those twins, they named Noir, said that he's the one who set the whole thing up. I don't know. From what we saw in the flashback, it doesn't look like Noir is capable of doing that in the sense of connections. But maybe he did. Noir had a lot to gain by Soulja Boy disappearing. The Deep, I don't want to talk about him. Just continuing to be a lackey. Please be gone. Hilarious watching him have to stitch together all of the social stuff because they fired everybody. Yeah, and I guess we might as well just move on now to to Homelander. Like I said in the episode, that whole self-talk moment that he had where I'm assuming that this persona that he's talking to is someone that he created, likely out of the loneliness that he experienced growing up in a lab without people around him or a real family. On the one hand, it's actually kind of sad, but on the other hand, it's also terrifying. But it's a good way for us to get a little insight into how Homelander thinks, because we don't often get that. Like, of course, he does say a lot of what's on his mind, but the inner dialogue, the real inner dialogue, we don't really get a lot of. And I love that this episode finally said what I've been saying all along, which is that Homelander wants love. He wants acceptance. He just wants people to see him as a person and love him for who he is, and not the fact that he's Homelander. The names he mentioned, Maeve and Edgar, and who else did he say? Ryan, like especially Ryan. I think like that's not going to go away anytime soon. So it's just nice though to hear that and to actually get that insight into his character finally and understand what's kind of driving a lot of his behavior. Homelander's a little scared now. He's starting to realize that I think he's forgetting that he was created by a lab. And that same lab is still creating more of this formula and improving it, right? You know, the same way he said to Soulja Boy, I'm your upgrade. It's like, dude, they're building an upgrade for you right now. Like, did you not think about that? Like, you might become obsolete one day. I think this butt kicking was a wake up call. Homelander's never had to run from a fight before, and that's the first time he ran from a fight. I think he's either going to double down on being very reckless and trying to use other weaker people to get his point across, or he's going to start to crumble in other ways, because once again, being the strongest was kind of his crutch for the longest time, and having that now being challenged, and he didn't even get to see the worst of what Soulja Boy's capable of. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a reckoning for him about where he wants to go next, but I'm very interested because it definitely has left a big question mark in the air as far as where we could go when we still have like a few more episodes left, I think, in the season. So this was a great episode, disturbing as usual, but very, very thought-provoking as far as the characters. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video.